tax relief. Review of the income tax ban. Government in the mid-year review introduced an additional personal income tax ban of 10,000 Ghana cedis and above per month at a rate of 35%. We have listened to the feedback from the public and come to the conclusion that some relief from this tax measure in the middle class is justified. Accordingly, government proposes to review this band to impact monthly income above 20,000. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, order. Mr. Speaker, order. Mr. Speaker, order. Mr. Speaker, we have listened to feedback from across the aisle and propose, Mr. Speaker, to rule the band to impact monthly income above 20,000 cedis and also at a rate of 30%. Mr. Speaker, we will bring the necessary changes to this August House to be legislated. Mr. Speaker, in view of the recent wage increases, wages around minimum wage levels have become partly taxable. In keeping with government commitment to lighten the tax burden of minimum wage earners at the lower levels of the wage ladder, minimum wage will attract no income tax. Mr. Speaker, to simplify the collection, Mr. Speaker, to simplify, Mr. Speaker, to simplify the collection of withholding tax for both small-scale mining operators and tax authorities, the point of collection of the tax will be shifted to the point of export. Mr. Speaker, in the bill to effect this, the exact details of the new arrangement and the benefits to both small-scale mining operators and the other industry operators will be clearly captured. Reform of revenue institutions. The Ghana Revenue Authority has come a long way from the amalgamation of the three revenue agencies, VAT Service, Internal Revenue Service, and the Customs and Excise Preventive Service, to the unified tax authority we have today. Almost a decade along this journey, it is time to take a closer look at the institution and to retool it for the critical task of mobilizing revenue to finance improvement in the lives of our people. To achieve this, important changes will be made to both the management and personnel of the Ghana ethic of the entire 6,200 GRA workforce. The rigorous performance management tools we have started deploying will be driven to the end. New departments for a modern border control regime, specialized teams for oil and gas, mining, importers and manufacturers, a GRA intelligence unit will all be established. Irregularities and revenue leakages arising out of the dishonest behavior of revenue officers will be addressed frontally. And Mr. Speaker, government will make it a regular practice to prosecute offending revenue officers for criminal collusion with unscrupulous taxpayers. In this, we will be resolute. Mr. Speaker, government will deploy similar strategies towards the National Lotteries Authority For a long time, NLA has underperformed its potential. The reforms of lotteries in Ghana that started more than a decade have not yielded the expected outcomes. There's a need for reawakening. As a start, we have initiated steps for a full and comprehensive technical audit of the NLA. Once this has been completed, government will pursue changes similar to what has been mentioned in respect of GRA for both management and personnel of the National Lotteries Authority. In this again, we will be resolute. Intensify tax compliance. Mr. Speaker, tax evasion is a crime. Deliberate undervaluation of import values, the ex-warehousing of imports from the bonded warehouses without prior payment of customs taxes, the suppression of sales, the non-issuance of VAT receipts for registered VAT businesses, the diversions of goods cleared as transit goods into the domestic market, and many other irregularities are all crimes. In 2019, we treat these offenses for what they really are, crimes that must be prosecuted. In respect of tax debt recovery, we have already prepared files to enable us to bring legal action against a number of big tax defaulters. We will use various distress actions to retrieve tax liabilities from taxpayers who have a habit of defaulting on their tax obligations. Mr. Speaker, in this, there will be no sacred cows. Additionally, we will speed up the implementation of various automated systems to reduce human involvement in tax administration. These include electronic devices to deepen VAT penetration, the excise tax stamp policy, the harmonization of the automated system at our ports of entry, and other key systems, the implementation of which will be intensified in 2019. A key challenge in optimizing mining revenues for the state is the verification, assessment, and collection of what is due the state. In spite of work done to address these challenges, some loopholes, escape hatches, implementation weaknesses, and administrative lapses still exist. Government will intensify measures to address these challenges in the short to medium term. Mr. Speaker, some of our trading partners receive as much as $5 billion of trade of gold receipts, and we register about 47% less at our ports of exit. This will come to an end. Additional measures will be aggressively deployed to enforce existing legislation and regulation. The strategies to be adopted will be most intensive in the following areas: ensuring greater scrutiny of the quantity and quality of minerals produced in Ghana as the basis of revenue determination and export valuation; curbing base erosion as a source of systemic undervaluation of royalties and profits; tightening the regime that governs foreign exchange repatriation through the Bank of Ghana; capitalizing tax expenditures, exemptions, and recognizing them as additional government equity holdings in mining companies; and revitalizing the Interagency Technical Committee on Mining. Mr. Speaker, broadening the tax network. The need to broaden the tax base has never been lost on us as a country. Some efforts have been made even under previous administrations, but too many individuals and businesses still operate outside the tax net. This challenge calls for more creative strategies and new approaches to achieve the needed results. In 2009, we will do the following: tax identification number. Mr. Speaker, in 2019, we will do the following. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, the Revenue Administration Act 2016 lists many services and transactions that cannot be assessed by individuals without TINs. Unfortunately,